and welcome to Wrong Side of the River Gearheads. I'm Sarah.
I'm Nick.
And Midge.
And
Yeah. Today we're not supposed to say that.
we're not supposed to say that. We're trying something new here.
Yeah.
But I guess things been going on around the house. You and I have been fairly busy, actually.
Yeah, preparing for our upcoming adventure.
Yeah, because we're all three of us are heading to Ardbeg.
Ardbeg in less than a week.
Yeah.
The countdown is on.
Yeah, the countdown is on.
This is you and I do our best work when there's countdowns.
Yeah, herding everybody along.
Yeah, we gotta.
The whole group's coming, right? So, or the majority of the group's
I'd say
coming.
the majority of the group is coming.
Yeah.
Got a decent amount of people coming.
Yeah.
Some camping, some staying in Prairie Sound.
Yeah, and some only coming up for the day or.
Yeah. So it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a wonderful time.
But in the process of us working on some of the things we've been working on at home, we had a lot of work to your XJ, which I'm putting together a video for that, a YouTube video for that one, because it was a pretty intense process. It was a lot harder than it needed to be.
So can we go into it won't detract from the YouTube video that you end up putting together for
No,
but
absolutely not.
Let's go into
this is a three-way chat versus a montage.
yeah.
What happened was,
It was making noise.
yes, the front end was making noise when it was engaged in four-wheel drive when it was warm.
After a number of rotations.
Yeah.
So we have been nursing it along, probably for the last 2 wheeling seasons.
Oh, yeah, easily.
And the last time, a trail that, say like Forest, where it was all killer, no filler, right? That's the same thing. That was fine because you'd be engaged and it would make a little bit of a noise, like a little bit of a ha as it would go around, right? We didn't know which bearing it was, figured it was a carrier bearing.
Kind of sound like Canada Goose, apparently.
That's exactly the sound. It's like you were there.
Yeah.
And you'd feel it inside the cab more because I guess it would kind of echo through the driveline. But, so Forest, fine. But something like Scotch Line...
Yeah, you're in and out of the Jeep a lot trying to
because
shut off the hubs to...
You need the hubs and you need a 2-wheel drive, but then you need a 4-wheel drive. So you'd be back and forth. So that's where it was very annoying. Scotch was the worst because the trail's hard enough now that you can't really bomb it in 2-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Something like Pencil, you can bomb it most of the way in 2-wheel drive. But anyhow, so we decided, hey, we ordered some bearings, ordered some seals, let's take this apart. So we take it apart, and we found that the pinion was not in the greatest shape. So
it wasn't in one piece.
Yeah, so I think there might have been a problem previous, and then we kind of got through with it, and those pieces have been floating around in there. And again, because it's in 2-wheel drive the majority of the time, going down the road with the hubs open, you don't really think of it as much, right? It's not a really big problem. But anyhow, so we pulled it apart, and like you said, it wasn't just bearings, which we had, and seals, which we had. We were into pinion, ring, crush sleeve, setup kit. Yeah. And, that's where that all went down.
It was, and then we had issues trying to fit the pinion onto the yoke, and there was a lot of millwrighty things. That's a good way to put it. There was a lot of millwright things being done. Just
finicky stuff, right? And, that was kind of the turning point where it's like, okay, we got to get this done right. And then when you talk about drawing everything together, whether it be the yoke and the bearing, and, we learned about all this with yours, is that... Just because something feels like it's tight doesn't mean it's perfect. You got to make sure you know what you're looking for. Right?
Yeah.
So, fitting all that together was fine. Getting it all back together, doing the pattern, trying to get some stuff done at night, which has been pretty good for motivating us in the evening. That we go out, after the kids go to sleep, try to. About an hour and a half each night, maybe even 2 hours if you really stretch it. But as we know, for more pleasure today, you steal from tomorrow's pleasure.
Yes.
So, if you're too tired today, you're like, oh, I got so much done. The next day you're not getting as much done because you've burnt yourself out.
Yeah.
And all full well, right? Racing to get stuff done, and you just keep pushing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the Jeep came together. The pattern was nice. We threw it all together. We did the YouTube video.
Yeah.
And which again we'll eventually get that all sorted.
Yeah.
And then
we've got to put it all together.
And then we got to the outside, and there's been a nagging problem with one of the hubs, the right-hand side.
That's right.
Where if you can picture it, the spud shaft that comes out, so you have your U-joint. Well, when the thing's locked in four-wheel drive, everything is pulled as it should be. It's settled in its spot. So the splines for the inner and the splines for the outer are all engaged. It's all where it needs to be, and it pulls the shaft. It loads it against the spring. But then when you push it in neutral, like you put it into free, it unloads all that. And when it does that, it almost pushed the inner axle, the shaft, 20 thou, 15 thou out. And when it did that, it let it sag a bit. And when it sagged, the hub was running around and it was kind of grinding.
I say it's kind of wear. We're seeing a little bit of wear.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you and I were trying to figure this out. So, well, if it's moving that much, let's take out, like, say it's about 25 thou. Let's take out 20 thou of the play.
Yeah.
15 thou of the play. So put a shim in there against the stationary, the spindle. So now that piece, when it's stationary, in free, it should sit against that, keep the axle centered, and it won't make any noise. So you and I checked it.
Yeah.
And it's really just the calipers now that we're maybe concerned about. That I should probably switch out before I bake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're
before the weekend, eh?
Why not, right? I'll order them up.
All right. We should definitely order those. We get those by the end of the weekend.
In all fairness, calipers are really a quick job.
Oh yeah,
They should be a quick job. Should be.
You have seen our shop, right? We're in the midst of.
Oh, I know. You're in the midst of another project.
Quite a renovation
Another
project.
ambitious project.
We're always bloody ambitious.
Yeah.
We pick up projects and we send it on projects.
So this current project, the little trailer, pop trailer.
So, for context, we've bought ourselves a little tent trailer, $600 off of Facebook Marketplace, and
bought the same day it was listed because everyone was buying these things up like crazy.
Yeah, we bought it. Oh, it wasn't listed that long before we were just like, we're coming to see it. But
and it's in the condition that you would expect a
$600 trailer is. Yeah. So we've been doing. We've had to replace some of the pieces, the tops on the sides of the top. That's what we're currently doing right now. You've hooked us up with some really cool products, so you've been able to get it done a little bit faster and easier than trying to reuse old products.
Because that's not working.
That wasn't going to work.
No, the material is degraded. Like it's only so.
Oh, it's degraded, and then you get the adhesive that's onto the chipboard.
Yeah, we were trying to peel it off, and that's when we were halfway through the first piece, and Mitch was like, what do you think this stuff is called? We got to buy some, because I'm done. That's why I was like, well, Nick might know what it is. He does siding and stuff, so he might know.
That's a very simplified version of what I do, but yeah.
No, but I mean, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, you sent me a picture. I'm like, oh, that's this.
Yeah, well, see, you helped us out. You were able to give us a show. So.
You are definitely our construction guy.
That's this, and I have lots of it in stock.
See?
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Contractor.
Yeah.
I have contractor questions. I contact Nick. I know you're not a contractor.
Not
when I have contractor questions, I ask you.
I was, so that's fair.
When I asked you questions, I sent Nick, this is totally random, you can delete this. The other day, I sent Nick a picture, or a video, and I'm like, don't make fun of me. I have no idea what these are called. I've tried Googling them without any success, so help me out here. And I'm like, what's the little thing when I push the cupboard in and it locks? And I'm like, this piece. What's this piece inside? And I'm like, opening and closing the closet, the cupboard in my kitchen. I'm like, what's the little inside piece called? I'm like, cupboard keeper. And you were just like, cupboard roller, maybe? I don't know. And then I was like,
roller latch or something like that.
And like,
Done.
Yeah.
Well, 5 minutes later, I found it. Like, I was like, to the Google, and found it instantaneously. And
once you know what you're looking for, you can find it. But oftentimes, you're just like, latch thing, door latch.
The name I thought it was not what I thought it was. So, I need one for the trailer. For the big door that was screwed shut.
Rona should have those in stock.
Home Hardware carries them in town. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I say to give a little bit of context, we will have to post up photos. I will be posting them probably when they're done. You're leaving? All right. So, our trailer was owned by a woman who likes flowers.
She would have been at home in the 60s.
Yes. And then quite a few left-handers were enjoyed, along with countless other
chemicals.
Natural and otherwise.
Yeah, she was definitely an unlicensed pharmacist, I'm sure.
Yes. And thank you for getting me with that the other day. That was pretty good. That was a pretty blonde moment on my end. But this trailer has been decoratively painted inside. As I said, I will be posting videos and photos, so that is one of the other things we're working on.
It's very namaste coexist.
It says that, actually. I took down Namaste, actually.
Oh, did you?
I took down, because that was just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And it was degrading as it was, so I took that down. But anyways, we are painting and doing a lot of work. Mitch and I were hoping to do an axle flip this week. We'll see how that goes, eh? Well, it needs to be done either way, so. Are we putting a lift kit in it? Yes. Will it get bigger tires? Yes. Is it going to be the 35s that we bought for it? I don't know.
That's a big tire.
That is a huge tire.
And it doesn't look that big.
Yeah.
But when you're like in a wheel well about this big, You're like, how much lift do I need?
If you do need to get rid of those tires, I'll probably buy them off you for the TJ.
The 35s would look way better on a TJ. A 31 would look
I was thinking
sick
like
on
a
this trailer.
31.
Yeah.
Like I really like Greg's tires.
Are they 15s?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I like Greg's tires.
They,
That he has on the Mabel's mobility scooter.
Are they a 31 or?
oh, the Thornbirds, yeah.
Yeah, those were the ones we were originally supposed to get.
What a beautiful trailer tire, right?
Oh, they're a great trailer.
And it's like such like a cool like. That would be an awesome tire.
Lug slapping good time.
Yeah.
Because they look awesome, but I don't know if they're quite the performer under power.
No, no, they were not great.
I imagine cut with some trailer tires that were cut.
Probably, yeah.
Because you could really do some scooping.
Yeah.
But
Well, I remember when they came out, they were the big thing, and then everybody was sorely disappointed with them. I don't know if it was because they thought they were getting a mud tire and they got an all-terrain instead, or what.
You would consider those an all-terrain?
That's how they perform.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They pack up like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because I love watching YouTube on them and stuff, and you're just like, oh no, they need so much RPM.
Yeah.
That is a personal favorite of mine. I do.
But your thing about lifting the trailer was just to get into Ardbeg.
Well, the main reason why we bought the trailer in the first place is Ardbeg.
Yes, because it was the initial cost of the first year we were there. We tented. That was fine.
Well, it wasn't fine.
It wasn't fine.
It was
Cost-wise, it was fine.
Yeah, it was exceptional because we
Yes.
were there. It was only the days off work that was expensive. The other thing was no big deal.
Yeah.
Sleeping in the Jeep the first night and starting it every fucking like hour on the hour to put the air conditioning on to run it for 15 minutes and then shut it off and.
Thank you so much for doing that because
Yep,
the boys and I slept great.
Yeah, I was sleeping in the front seat, sitting up with the cooler like jammed up against me. It was a really good time for me.
And then year 2 last year was like horrendously expensive at the
We spent a lot of money on a dive hotel,
subgrade,
mildly dive hotel.
and we did spend 2 nights because we had to commit to the 2 nights. But that was the tricky thing. It was like it was expensive, and we said, well, we could double our money and have a trailer
Yeah,
that we could use more than just Ardbeg.
yeah, and it's well.
You can use it next time you come up to port.
My parents are avid campers,
Yeah, I know.
and as soon as they found out that we had it.
They started all planning.
Oh, don't worry. I've got multiple dates of like, you need to book this campsite. This is the campsite we're staying at. We need to book this campsite. This is the one we're staying at. Are you staying close to here? And we're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So we're doing a camp in October. Yay!
Nice.
It's gonna
Like
be
beginning of October? Or?
mid Thanksgiving.
So
Oh,
I got you a lash.
Nice things.
Yeah. So
Cheryl's camping end of September. She's going over to Craigley.
we're doing a mid-September
Okay.
because we have a family reunion.
Oh, yes.
From my side.
That's right. Yeah.
So either way, we have a bunch of trailer trips planned. So I mean, I feel the trailer has already paid for itself within Ardbeg and our 2 trips going out. Because otherwise, we would have had to.
So you say that it hasn't been on the road yet, though.
It drove here.
It's still
it drove here.
It's still on the disassembly stage.
Yeah,
no,
yes.
we're on the
No,
assembly.
We're on the assembly stage.
You're on the right side of it.
We
You
are
haven't
going-
spent a night in it yet.
No, that was supposed to be this weekend. I have a feeling that's going to be one of these nights this week.
Yeah.
It could even be tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out.
Tomorrow night would be a good one because it's supposed to piss down rain.
Yeah, well.
Do it inside the trailer.
Yeah.
Inside the garage.
Yes.
No, bring it out because then you get to see if it has any leaks.
I don't want
When
to
you have the backup of your house to sleep in, not out in Ardbeg where you have no backup and you find out that it pours on your forehead while you're
That's
sleeping.
why I'm bringing a very big tarp.
I was gonna say we'll buy a tarp tomorrow too.
I was just saying,
Yeah.
that's like the plan. Is that.
I was at Princess Auto today. I could have got you a tarp.
Wow, that was rude.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But we found the wires work, so the lights work.
Yeah, the lights work. We're going to flip the axle, like doing axle under
Yeah.
this week. That's going to be exciting. I know the boys are going to absolutely love working on that.
I think just having this hard part done, like with your help and doing the wood and rebuilding the structure of the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
this trailer is set.
Yeah.
Well, and then your next step, not before Ardbeg, but your next step for it would be to replace the actual sides.
Yep. We
Yeah,
talked
you get
about
to
it.
that, yeah.
And then once you get to that point, you're set.
That's
Structurally.
a brand new trailer.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can't believe we're even at this point. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, and you came over and you took a look at it, and you're happy with the stuff how you told us to do it. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
the adhesion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Greg, one of our other Greg came over and he was just like, you wouldn't even know that you did this. Like, it looks brand
I know,
new.
no, it looks
Yeah.
great.
You know?
He was impressed with the panel stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's just like, this stuff is great. I'm like, yeah, it's better than new, man. Because it's a heavier gauge.
It is heavier, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's, and getting rid of the beaver puke, I think, was a solid play as well. Putting actual wood behind it. Yeah. And it's painted and everything like that. And then
It's
with the
painted, it's
adhesion-
sealed, it's sealed from the elements.
Yeah.
And with the heavier grade FRP, with the heavier grade FRP, you're not as liable to get cracking in it. Like if a branch hits it or something.
Off-roading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling Mitch that I'm actually mildly nervous to take the trailer in because it'll be behind my Jeep to haul it in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to...
Well, if your Jeep has a hard time, you can leave it somewhere, and we'll be coming along with the taco.
Just to save the day?
Just to save the day for you.
I'd trade that fucker in on nothing. Right?
And if
I don't mind.
If we can talk our good buddy Adam into coming too, there's another taco.
I really hope we can bring Adam. Yeah. I really hope Adam comes.
Two
I really feel he'll
in.
enjoy it. Yeah, 2 bungee
So if we do get this out before
Jeep
we leave and Adam listens, and
Nick's going to edit this tomorrow morning. That's what he's going to do.
There is a great reason for you to come to Ardbeg because you might have to save her ass.
A nice recovery.
And then you can redeem yourself.
Well, we have to get our tacos together, and you guys can all hash it out of who's going to be on our show and shine flyer. Because our show and shine date's finally confirmed.
A taco talk.
Yeah, taco talk. We also are going to have a taco talk.
Yeah, we're going to have a taco talk. That's top secret.
Top secret taco talk.
But we also have the because we have the show and shine and the bottle drive coming up. Because we have the bottle drive coming September 14th.
September 14th, I believe. Yeah.
A fair weekend.
Do you have your phone on you?
No, I don't have my phone on me. I have no idea when it is. It's sometime in September, and that's really terrible that I've forgotten.
Oh, we'll post it in the comments.
Absolutely.
Not comments. Show description.
There you go. We have the bottle drive coming up, and then in October we have our show and shine, which
the date and location will be in the show description.
Absolutely, we already got 2 vendors confirmed. So I mean, we're laughing so far. I mean, considering how far advanced we are, usually I don't hear back from sponsors this early, so it's actually nice to get.
Speaking of sponsors, this is a great segue into what we did last weekend or the weekend. Last Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, we had our sponsor run, which unfortunately none of
didn't
the
go as
sponsors
planned.
Came out on the trail, but we did have a barbecue, and
Yep.
we did get to meet Ian from Afraid Not Ropes, and he's a super chill dude.
I would say he was really nice. It was great chatting with him. We got a bunch of cool products.
Yeah.
I say you got your ring.
Yeah, I got my low friction ring, and then I won a soft shackle.
There you
in
go.
the contest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Guessa truck.
The Guessa truck.
Guess a truck. I would
Good
say
guesser.
Yeah.
we got a we got a bungee. Greg got a bungee.
Greg bought a bungee too.
Yeah. Just saying.
Well,
I think Jonathan got the other soft shackle.
Mm-hmm.
When you have stuff there and you start talking with people and you're like, hey, and everyone's like, because we were considering we want to buy one, we want to get this happening, you know.
Yeah.
He's a sponsor, he's available, whatever. We want to get it in a different color, but again, that's the challenging part. But like this will be great to have in my Jeep, or you know, when you don't get yours dirty.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out. But either way, we have one now, and that's the big thing.
I mean,
so
kind of wanted one for a while.
Kinetic rope. Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
Because ever since seeing you pull on Adam. His,
and I didn't feel him at
it
all.
was just like.
Oh well, even Greg was in the truck, and he's like, you don't feel that like shock of shock of it.
Even a flat strap or flat recovery strap, which has the elastic in it, you still feel that.
I would say my blue one has like quite a bit of elastic in it.
My white one too.
Yeah, and I really like it for that.
Yeah.
But even still, you'll still feel that, especially if you have someone who can't haul behind you.
Yeah.
You know, so having that,
the
whole thing of the bungee is, I'm really stoked to use it.
Genius.
I'm sure I'll have to pull a tutor or something like that. You know.
The thing is, we'll have it and we won't use it.
Absolutely not.
Hey, better to have and not need than to need and want.
Not have.
That's been my story for a long time. I want this and I need that. Oh, I don't have it.
Yeah.
I'm just stoked that we're bringing 2 Jeeps this year again.
It's true.
No, that is exciting. Because last year you didn't bring the XJ, did you?
No, we didn't.
Because the front end was making noise.
The front end was making noise. We didn't have time to work on it. We were still working on building the garage, so we didn't even have a place to put it.
This was it was a smash together to get up there. Never mind anything else. That's why we were so easy to just hotel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to this year.
I really am. I feel we have a good group going up this year.
Yep.
And we all.
And this couple of guys who've never been up there before. So
yeah, we do have 2 guys who have never been up, possibly 3 if Adam comes along.
Oh, he's never been up there?
Adam said he's never been up to Ardbeg.
Oh, he'll love it.
Right? That's what I told him.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ben's coming as well.
That's right, too.
So we have 4, at least 4 people.
And our good friend, Mr. King, is coming.
The King of Crazy is coming. I cannot believe I have not noticed him or mentioned him till now. King of Crazy is coming. He is bringing Twisted.
Yeah.
And I
don't know if Twisted... I think maybe it went up there before.
Twisted never did.
No, not him.
No, not with him.
Oh,
I think when it was the previous owner.
Pre-Twisted.
Oh, okay.
But I'm trying to remember because he had that brake issue, so it would actually start to lock up on him. So he can only drive so far. I remember him saying.
But Gary's fixed that.
Of course, because Gary knows his vehicle.
Yeah. Well, he's a TJ King.
That's right.
TJ specialist.
So now that thing can haul, right?
Yeah. So he's trailering he's trailering Twisted up.
Okay.
That's fair.
Just
so
to make
then
sure.
That's going to be cool to see or hear about how that hauls.
Because it's getting towed behind the Gladiator.
I'm really stoked to see that, and
Yeah.
I think we may actually. Well, I was just say he's going to get there before us.
Yeah, he's going up Thursday, right?
Yeah, he's coming up Thursday night. Yeah. So I am really excited to chat with Ben, chat with Gary, and just hear kind of like how it towed, what were some of the mannerisms of it, and everything like that. So
hopefully they got a fairly proportionate trailer. Like nothing crazy heavy, nothing super light.
Yeah.
Because I imagine we were talking about how heavy Twisted was.
I say we were gauging how heavy Twisted is, because I think it's about the same weight as the XJ.
Touch heavier, maybe.
No, I think it's probably very close to the same. Because you're longer, your body's longer. He's running a soft top, soft doors. So there's 2 big weight items. Jettison.
Yeah, and I have a soft frame.
You don't have a soft frame.
It doesn't have a frame. That's why
I know
I have a funny
it doesn't
joke.
have a frame.
What's he got for axles on it?
I can't remember if it's an 8830 or a 4430.
I think it's
a
an
30
88.
front?
Yeah.
I thought it is.
Yeah, I think it's an 88.
Chromoly shafts.
I thought, okay.
So let's confirm with him. Because I remember bench racing back and forth with the ad to him, and I'm like, Gary, you got to get this, man. This is cool. Yeah. And he's like, I told the guy I'm all in, but like, this is all my money. And
no, I'm almost positive it's an 88.
Yeah?
In the rear. Yep, almost positive.
So, fun fact, every time you turn your head to look at Mitch, you hit me with your ponytail. So, like, if you put a mace on it, I'd be bleeding right now.
I'm sorry, I'm very ferocious in my whippings.
No, it's okay.
Mace.
Whew, that's actually made me a bit lightheaded.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, goodness, I have to do that.
No, Selma Hayek.
I've had a few moments of her recently. No, goodness. Yeah. What are some of the things you've been working on? You've been camping a lot, but not with the Jeep. You've been camping with the...
Have I been camping? I went camping back at the beginning of July.
Was that seriously that long ago?
No.
Fuck me, where's July gone?
Yeah, went camping at a baseball tournament, so we went camping. And then we went for a tour with the Taco.
Yeah.
A taco tour.
Big tour.
Yeah, so we didn't do as much off-roading and touring as we originally wanted, just the way things worked out. But we did get into Hangstone Lake, which is a place that we used to go camping all the time. And to get in there, it's an old logging road, but it hasn't been a logging road in 50 years.
Yeah.
So I didn't need 4-wheel drive, but I put it in low because we were going so slow. And so
because he wants to try out new things.
Well, and I got to play with the crawl control,
that's
the
cool,
multi-terrain
right?
selection. And
did you pick a favorite after all?
So I put it in rock mode with the crawl control, and you can adjust the speed, how fast you want to go with crawl control. And
really?
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
I like all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
And pass any Corollas?
Eh?
Oh, just, that old saying where you've been in 4-wheel drive, 4 low for hours,
and
you come across a Corolla.
Yeah. No Corollas. We did meet a couple ATVs and then some portagers. They were portaging their canoes. So we got back to the lake. We were hanging out at the lake for a while because it was a gorgeous day. Lake is nice. Like, it's a nice River Rock Beach, so you can walk. And I had my flip flops on and shorts, so wading in the water and whatnot.
Pretty cold?
No, it was actually quite warm because it's very shallow where we were at.
Nice.
Was thinking about going swimming, but decided not to, which is probably a good thing because some people came walking down the trail. We didn't expect anybody walking down the trail, but it is a pretty popular portage route for coming down from Temagami and whatnot.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's basically the only people we saw.
Wow, just as you were about to go in the water.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about it and then decided against it, so we left and continued on our way. And then, we were visiting family.
How'd you find camping in the Taco? Because you have one of our sponsors' tents.
So we didn't use the truck tent, we used the SUV tent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is same thing. It's another Napier tent, but that was great because I was able to stand up in it.
Huge.
That's my biggest thing about camping is I can't stand up, but with the SUV tent I can stand up in it, and so I can get dressed and whatnot. And it was super comfortable, like because it was quite warm when we were camping. So with the size of the tent, we weren't too cold, we weren't too hot. It was probably the most comfortable I've been camping in a long time.
But you're using the tent.
We're using the truck tent next weekend. Yeah, Cheryl actually just got back from using the truck tent this weekend. She went up to a friend of ours' trailer, and she was sleeping in the back of the truck.
So did you sleep in the bed of the truck?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Do you have a little air mattress?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Nick's just like
a couple of blankets, air mattress, couple more blankets, sleeping bag, lay down, blanket, sleeping bag.
Oh wow, he creates a nest.
Princess in the Pea here.
Well, yeah.
Nick's is like, I gotta walk in the morning.
Yeah.
So it is almost as comfortable as being home.
Almost. Yeah. It's as far as camping goes, it's very comfortable, and it's.
I'm imagining his bed is probably like this thick.
So when I was in geophysics, and we had to camp, I made myself a raised bed, so that I didn't have to sleep on the ground.
Like a cot?
Yeah, so you make yourself a cot out of balsam trunks. Take chainsaw, make 4 posts, and then make long posts and whatnot. Make a bed frame, and then you get twigs, or not twigs, but smaller sticks, and lay across. And then you get a whole bunch of balsam boughs and put on top of those sticks that you lay across. Yeah. Like a layer, foot to 16-inch layer of balsam boughs. And then you put your sleeping bag on top of that. And it is super comfy.
And you're off the ground.
And you're off the ground.
And everyone else is crying.
Yeah.
Oh, why would
actually,
you do
a guy showed me that. He spent the 80s in the bush, and he showed me, and I'm like, man, this is a game changer.
Because then you don't have to carry the cot.
You don't have to carry a cot. You aren't on the ground, so when you wake up in the morning, you can swing your feet over the bed. You're not trying to get up off the ground when you're all stiff and sore from sleeping.
On the ground.
On the ground.
What a difference.
Yeah.
Now, it must take you about 15 minutes to set up, though, right?
Oh, it probably took an hour to set up, but you're in there for a couple of weeks, so.
Weeks, I forget. Yeah, it's not like every night, every time you stop. It's like you're there.
Yeah, that's our base camp, and you're staying there for a couple of weeks. And the tent we had a prospector tent when we were doing that. And
big bell tent?
It wasn't a bell tent, but it was lengthways, but it was the canvas with the tube metal structure, and had the furnace because it was November.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, but we had a little wood stove in there, little wood furnace and chimney going out and whatnot. We loaded up at night, and we had to leave the doors open overnight because it was too hot. It was so hot. And in the morning, it was chilly, but it wasn't too cold because there's still heat coming off that furnace. And we orientated so the door faced the east, so you're laying in bed and you're up, 2 feet off the ground. So you're laying in bed with your head next to the stove. You look out in the morning, the misty and the sunrise and whatnot. It was quite beautiful.
It sounds lovely.
Yeah, and no bugs because it's November.
Wow. See, there's ways to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways to enjoy yourself.
And now, did anybody else pick up on your chainsaw bed laying?
We all did on that.
Okay.
Yeah, but
you were the first guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that is awesome.
So there you go. If anyone has an issue, Nick can build them a bed at our bed.
True.
Yeah, there we go.
I was gonna say
It's a little tougher to do in a nylon tent because it's not as durable as canvas.
That's
I
fair.
do want to get a prospector tent to
big heavy
do
one.
some of these trips. Big heavy one, especially now that we have the truck.
I was gonna say because the truck can carry all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it can carry, most importantly, all the blankets and the air mattress.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you got, like I said, if you're gonna spend more than a night somewhere, you want to be comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Well, one night you want to be comfortable
Yeah.
then.
Even if I was going, like, say I wanted to go moose hunting way up north, I think that's how I do it: is build a bed out of balsam and
Yeah.
just do it like that.
Nice.
So, what else have I been up to?
So you had an issue with tricks,
An issue with tricks. It's an ongoing issue, but
but you figured out how you're going to fix it.
yeah, new
You're just
rad.
going to replace the whole rad.
Yeah. So the transmission cooler line is leaking right at the fitting.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid, without having the replacement part, I'm afraid of trying to tighten up that fitting, in case it's just hanging on. Right now, it's fine for in town.
Even I looked at, there's no really way to tighten it up. You'd almost have to like silly cock it or something like that, you know?
So yeah. So it's a new rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And the crappy part about that is I had another rad for that,
you never need it till
and
you
I
need
gave it away.
Yeah.
See, what did the
You're welcome,
king of
Gary.
what did the king of crazy say?
Never throw out a TJ part. I didn't. I gave it to the
That still
TJ
counts.
specialist,
That
and
still
he gave it
counts.
away.
That still counts.
He gave
Gave it away.
He gave it away. If he still had
Gary.
it, I'd have it by now. But he gave it away. Gary.
Gary gave away TJ parts. You broke your own rule, man.
Mhm.
Broke your own rule.
Was that to the purple one with the white bumper?
No.
Because he popped his rad number.
No, he gave it to a friend of his. He gave him the whole 4-liter and auto trans, and it was just attached to all that. Because
Yeah.
Gary
He
only
bought
needed
his
the
own.
frame, right?
Sure.
He bought his own
California.
purple bottom zone.
Oh, brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
But I've got one sitting in cart from Rock Auto. I just have to hit order and
Just pull the trigger.
yeah.
Apparently, we're doing calipers this week, so
Yeah.
come on by.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's do it, yeah.
What I do? Did we talk about me doing wheel bearing? Had to steal your used wheel bearing and throw
That's
them
right. We had to do a wheel bearing in your Jeep.
And I still haven't ordered the new ones yet. I got to do that.
Well, you won't have to order it until it makes noise again.
Yes.
Yeah, and then it'll be a big thing, and I should just order it now and have them sitting there.
Yep.
You don't
Yeah.
have faith that the wheel bearings are going to last?
Well,
If you
I had to
order-
change one, so
Yes,
the other
that's
one
fair.
has the exact amount of same kilometers on it.
That's fair. You
Yeah, I was
never
gonna s-
replaced them? I thought you did. I thought you replaced the one side.
Those are factory.
That's pretty good. $1.80, $1.90.
Sworn you
Yeah.
replaced one.
I think as soon as you order them, they'll last forever.
Ideally.
But if you don't,
Yeah.
they're gonna screw up.
You gotta do
Yeah.
what we do and just have like the collection. We have donor bins.
I'm working on it.
Say we have donor bins. We're just like, oh, what do you need?
Yeah.
Oh, we have one.
Well, the thing is, each vehicle seems to have a bin,
Yes, all of our vehicles have a bin.
other than the Jets, because the Jets is still fairly new to us.
Yes, the TJ bin, the JK bin is 2 bins now because there's also JL stuff coupled in it with it.
Mm.
Yes, because we've been fortunate enough that we collect all the stock parts that people leave us.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because if something breaks and you need it, and what did your dad say? If you need it on a Sunday night,
well, what,
we may have it.
we know JL stuff's new now,
Yes.
but it will be old junk soon. And then
The
once
J word that's a little bit intense.
it's just going to be in a while, because we know. Remember how the green Rubicon, it just busted springs.
I would say it 8 springs.
So if it's eating springs at how old was that? 10 years at the time, 12 years at the time? No, because it's
longer
a
than
9.
that.
It's in 2009,
Yeah.
and he's dusted a couple springs,
Yeah.
and he got springs from another one that weren't that rusty.
No, they were actually in really good shape, and yeah, he snapped those too.
Yeah, one of the lower links, beak.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, I don't know, but he was hard on springs. So
And JLs are heavy too. Like they're heavier Jeeps for sure. So I don't think
they
the fact that
seem
us,
like it, don't they? Like,
yeah, I don't think the fact that we have the stock springs,
yeah, and they're mint.
they're gorgeously mint.
Because Ciota was a spacer. No, Ciota was new springs too.
Ciota
right?
was new springs. So
Oh,
was
really?
And Nightmare was new springs.
Yeah.
and
So we have
was
eight springs.
For JLUs.
for JLUs.
Yeah. So if
I
you're a
wonder
J,
if they would fit on a JK.
Herp.
Whoop.
Like what would be a Cuban crocodile
Yeah, exactly.
lift kit. But no, that's and that's just it. So that's the type of stuff that it's not worth it in scrap,
Yeah.
and it's not. But it takes up a bit of space, But eventually,
I
10
have them
years...
all like together.
Yeah,
So I just got rid of lift blocks that I had at my place
I still have my lift blocks from my
from
first
my
build.
96 Yukon
Oh, there
that
you
I
go.
never used because
So-
they were 4-inch lift blocks,
I was going to say, because...
and I didn't have anything for the front. I'm like, I'll just crank the keys. I'm like, no, that'll look stupid.
the keys only crank so much?
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking, I don't know what we got, but we might be able to use a lift block on the trailer.
I was just saying we need a lift block for the
Well,
trailer.
I got rid of them.
No,
Yeah.
we're just
very
saying,
recently.
like,
yeah.
to me, anything more than, like, the Cummins, it's a factory, like, 4-inch block. It's just
Don't
ridiculous.
we have lift
That
blocks
is
out?
ridiculous.
Axle
I think-
Wrap Central.
Yeah.
I think we have a lift block out of Chips. I think we pulled the lift kit out. Remember, they were huge.
Pulled the lift out of the front.
I think you pulled the lift out of the rear too.
Or didn't,
We'll have to take a look.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll have to take a look, but...
Because I was like, why are you taking it out? It's in there. Just leave it alone. And you took it out anyways.
Yeah, we changed the U-bolts, and we changed the bottom bracket.
Really sad moment this week that we've all experienced, and you and I.
Moment of
I'm
silence.
sorry, it's completely a moment of silence for that one. Is we had one hell of a hailstorm.
Yeah.
We have never had hail in Lindsay, and
That size, like golf ball size. So like
bigger than golf ball size. They were the
Yeah.
size of my palm.
So, like, I know anybody who's from Tornado Alley down the States or out in Alberta or whatever, we're used to.
Yeah, we're amateur hour over
nothing.
here.
It's
Yeah,
amateur,
we're
but
delicate
that's-
out here, yeah.
But we don't see that here.
We don't
I've
see
never
that.
seen
I've-
something like that.
I can count the number of tornadoes.
Yeah.
We've had
Yeah.
5 tornadoes in my lifetime here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And they've all been like, oh, this was a bit of one. This is a nothing. This
Yeah.
is a big one. Like,
It was maybe an F1.
But this was a really intense storm. It was really scary. We lost the windshield in your car. We lost the windshield in the XJ. Actually, probably Ardbeg's probably going to finish that windshield off.
when the body flexes.
Absolutely. When that body flexes, it's already starting to creep, eh? Did you notice that?
Cherokee things.
Cherokee things. Cherokee's, the windshield's already creeping.
But the windshields are easily replaceable.
Yes.
It's all of the body panels that now look like
Jeep.
somebody went with a peen hammer to.
Yes. Jeepers. I say you and I were talking about that earlier in the week. My hood's dented to shit.
Yeah,
Yours.
mine's
How did
dented
your
to shit.
hard top do? I've been meaning to ask you that.
I haven't looked at it, but there's no holes through it.
Okay, but have you climbed up to see if there's any dents?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I don't
You
know if
want
the
to know?
fiberglass
I
would
don't
dent
know.
per se.
I don't. It would crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if it has any issues because it's also pretty.
It hasn't been
thick, too,
home
so-
long enough.
So when that thing...
Soon,
when
Yeah,
soon.
soon.
It's so soon.
At
it's
the end of the
something-
week, both kids have their own vehicle.
and you're like, my Jeep is mine.
Is that,
Give me that keys
there's
back.
rust on them rotors. My kids must have their own cars now. No, it's
Yeah.
crazy. No, and like that's why when I come home and you're like, hey, just take a minute. It didn't even surprise. Like when you sent me that voice text, and it sounded like you were scared. Like,
It was very scary, and like
Yeah.
putting the boys in the middle of the house because it was beating against the house so hard against the glass windows, and I'm just like, it's gonna go through a window. I don't want the boys to get covered in glass. Our neighbor next door, she has a young kid. She was freaking out a lot too. We were watching them hit the vehicles. One hit hit your car, and then bounced off and hit her new car.
That's insane.
It was
Yeah.
so insane. The velocity these things were hitting everything with
Yeah.
was so intense.
Yeah.
I have no idea how my soft top survived.
Mm.
And
I don't know because it destroyed my pool liner.
right? So our mailman, he's a Dodge. He used to work at a Dodge dealership.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I keep coming here, and he's like, I had to buy a Jeep again. He's like, I had a Patriot, and he's like, you guys talk me into it every single time I come here, right? And I'm like, we didn't really talk about it because you were in such a hurry, so that's funny. And he's bought a 4-door white JL,
Okay. Nice.
and he loves it. It's Shamoo,
Shmoo.
and what?
Cool. I'm just trying to picture that.
Shmoo?
SHOOM, I think Shamoo.
SHOOM. That'd be
Shom.
Shom.
Shum.
Because Megan got ducked by
Yes.
a Smoo.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He
Oh,
ducked
he's
me
a
too.
super ducker.
He is. Oh my god! That day he actually scared me. I was walking out with him, like I was at the grocery store. With the
You
boys.
get scared? No.
There was an incident. We'll touch on that
There's
one.
been twice now, I guess. Then
There was one instance where I'm gonna get you back for that. It's gonna
Mhm,
fucking
mhm,
suck for you. So
We are going camping together.
Oh,
Scary ghost
and I
stories.
have spider glitter. Anyways, so
That's mean.
it's honest.
Because I can find spiders.
Real ones.
Real ones.
That's just mean. I don't like you anymore.
Who's going to blink first?
I'm pretty sure you saw me. Anyways, so what happened, to touch on what just happened there, was we were coming in to do the podcast.
Yeah.
And I've had a few to drink today, because Greg's wear capes now, because he's introduced me to a new drink, and I got really, really drunk very quickly. And unfortunately, in doing that, it's made me very giggly throughout the entire day, and I was tripping over things, trying to walk inside, carrying things, and this
Fine,
individual, that's a very nice way of putting it,
gentlemen.
he decided to hide behind Mitch's Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not see him in the dark. And he jumped out at me.
I didn't jump. I just went,
Yes,
like
just,
about that volume, too.
No, there was more excitement. I heard
Well, there
it
was a
from
little bit more excitement. Yeah.
I
I was going to grab you, too, but I didn't grab.
I may or may not have thrown my phone at him.
skunk.
I was like, ah!
Self-defense. I can't fight, therefore I must fight.
Oh God, it was a bit embarrassing. Am I gonna get him back? Absolutely. When? You'll never know.
Never know.
I still owe Gary.
You still owe me for
Yep.
for splashing you.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I got to keep that in mind, too.
Oh, I'm okay. Thank you so much.
We have some
Some sweets. Some sweets
Some
and treats.
chocolates from Austria.
Austria. I was thinking Augusta, and I was like, it's not Augusta.
That's a
That's
nice
closer
golf course.
than Ukrainian.
Yeah, well, it's a really nice name, I guess, Augusta.
Mm.
But yes, that was a very scary moment this week with the hail. We've had a lot of damage. Actually, you know what's really funny? So we went out and got pizza tonight for dinner because I didn't feel like cooking because I was drunk.
Fair.
So
I was driving.
Well, yes, Mitch was driving. The sober one was driving.
Just to clear the air.
Just to clear the air. I was not driving, but I went to go grab a box because I was painting stuff for the trailer, and I discovered that there was a pizza box, and I was like, I want pizza for dinner. So I had to go back and inform Mitch that yes, in fact, I did want pizza for dinner. So we were having pizza for dinner. So anyways, we went out to grab pizza today, and because of the hail damage and how many people have had issues, we had the Volkswagen. So we're parked out front of the pizza place, and this couple walks up and they're like, oh my God, look at the hail damage on this car. You know, oh, I'm so glad our vehicle didn't get this hit. I wonder where they were. And they just kept chattering about how bad the car looked. And I was like, it came from Alberta. It always looks like this.
Yeah, that's why we have it, because it's broken just enough.
Just enough.
And they were like...
No, they were horrified walking by the car. And I'm like, don't address them. Let's just leave it.
But then that's why we were all about Megan and the Kenny U poll.
Mm-hmm.
Because, what is it, $80 for a trunk and $75 for a hood?
Oh, yeah.
And $5 for an emblem?
Yeah, we were looking
Like-
at for doing like the Volkswagen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for the roof?
That is not a changing thing.
The roof was not
You
a
could
thing.
cut the center section out.
Yeah, you
These
could.
are all
the new
things
center.
you can do. But
Can do. The hood and the trunk would be the big one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we discussed maybe doing the Civic as well.
Yeah.
Doing the trunk and the hood for the Civic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they had the windshield there as well, and it wasn't very expensive, but we'd have to get the windshields out and not break them, and that's a whole other fucking
Good
ball
luck.
game and a half.
yeah.
So do you pay for the windshield before you start to pull it?
Right? Exactly. That's the whole
Because
thing.
you're
Like,
gonna break it.
Yeah.
so yeah, because you and I both discussed about the fact because that's 3 windshields out of our.
There's a Kenny U pole in Newmarket now, too.
Is that right?
It's you remember on Davis Drive before you get into Newmarket? At the bottom of the hill,
He's really
just
determined
the
to get
side
us
of
into Newmarket.
Warden. There was a scrapyard there.
Was there?
Anyways,
Don't
it's a
know.
Kenny U pole now.
Nice. So they're like a franchise?
I guess so.
Yeah.
See, this one's in Cavan. Peterborough, Cavan.
Where?
I'll send you the link.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, they have a bunch of stuff for Megan's new car
Yeah.
and
Which
affordable.
is great. Yeah, no, that's
But-
wonderful.
I the first thing when I saw the Kenny U pull, I was like, have any smashed Wranglers? Because I'm like, I'd love a new hood. That you know what's crazy? You and we've all talked about this. Like my vehicle has scars. I have a couple of whiskey kisses.
Yeah, mine
You
too.
know, you do too. There's a couple of scratches. You know, But every single one of those, I can tell you where they came from.
Yeah. I have a sticker to tell you where they came from.
Exactly. You have stickers. I have memories. I know exactly where that one. I know what tree it was, what rock it was, everything like that. Same with you. You know, we all had those memories. But, like, I look at those hail and I'm like, that's just fucking cheating, man.
Yes, but it's memorable.
I don't want to remember that. I'm not going to lie to you. Listening to my children scream and, like, hearing the house sound like it was bloody collapsing and just watching it beat the southern panels of Mitch's truck, that was enough for me.
I truly hope that this storm doesn't instill a fear of storms for them, though.
I don't think so.
Because I didn't realize how many people are scared of storms. But I went to baseball after the storm because in Sunderland they didn't get anything. So I went to baseball, and then there was the second wave moving in. It wasn't nearly as bad, but it was still lightning and thunder and whatnot. And the amount of adults that
the grown-ass people
needed like thunder buddies because they were terrified.
Oh wow!
And like I would laugh, but like the fear in their eyes. Like the one girl, she came up to me and because she was beside me, she's like, "I need a thunder buddy." I'm like, "You're scared of storms?" And I kind of turned, and she's like, "Yes," and then grabbed hold of me, and she was shaking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, see, the boys weren't that bad. And I think also, too, like, immediately we went outside, they played with the hail balls and everything like that, and it was like, we kind of...
Yeah, desensitized.
Well, also, too, I didn't make a big deal of it. Like, I was just
Internal
like...
screaming.
Yeah, that was pretty much what it was. I was just like, I have to stay calm, I can't fucking freak out.
All my cars are broken.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. And, like, the King of Crazy there was like, oh, I could have seen you going out there and just protecting everything and just trying to throw blankets on. And I'm like, fuck, man, I can rebuild all the shit that's here.
You take one of those...
Fuck, that thing would have fucking killed me, man.
Golf ball size nails to the back of the head.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can change
killed
panels.
me. Exactly. That's why I figured. I'm like, we can rebuild anything. We have rebuild chips.
Well, and like Cheryl's brand new truck and your neighbor's brand new SUV, like it's terrible. It's awful. It sucks. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing,
like,
and
that's what insurance is for.
Yeah, and to hear our neighbor was telling us that the whole thing about if her moonroof had been broken because she took out the front windshield.
Yeah.
Pretty much every single body panel is dented to hell.
Mm-hmm.
And the mechanic, like the appraiser said that if she had taken out the moonroof, they would have written off the car. And that blows my mind.
4-month-old?
Yeah, not even 4 months.
Tucson, right?
Not even 4 months.
$45,000 car,
yeah.
$40,000 car.
Yeah.
And if and one chunk of glass, 2 chunks of glass, if that thing goes...
Well, plus every other body
that's
panel
the whole
on
thing.
it.
No, but
like, it was like every body panel, the windshield, and they're like, if the moonroof had been done, fuck it, we wouldn't even bother being here. We're just written it off. Which is... That's insane. It's insane.
Well, like I said, we were talking earlier about another one of our friends, another member in the group. Now that his truck is dented, now he's happy, right? It's just like, it's like the weight off of his shoulders.
Now we can take him further into pencil. You won't have to chicken out halfway.
So it takes the weight off one's shoulders and puts stress on somebody else. Isn't it funny how that all works? We all react to it different.
Oh, because you and I were like, time for a lift kit, Greg. Let's go off-roading. He didn't bite that on that one.
No, well, I don't blame him. That's his daily shove.
He can walk to work.
Yeah, like it's a shove.
He did say it was the most comfortable off-roading experience he'd ever encountered.
Well, of course it was. That was pretty cool. I was really glad how well he kept it. But I'm really glad he didn't do that ledge. I don't think he would have made it.
The wheelbase and the lines that you would think a 4-door mid-box or 4-door reg box, whatever it is, pickup truck versus a 2-door Willie or a 4-door Jeep or maybe a Cherokee.
Or Mabel.
Oh, man, Mabel. There is no two differences there. You can even...
Oh, could you imagine seeing that truck get a little twisted up? And it's like hanging corner, and then it comes down and like almost rolls.
Cow.
Greg's somewhere twitching right now, and he's not even listening to this podcast yet because we haven't released it. But Greg's twitching already.
Yeah.
No, that's
something. And then to think like he was off-roading in his truck, fairly long, like I know it's not a crew long, but it's a fairly long. Mm-hmm. And then you take that and then you put, now he actually is off-roading his ATV, standard ATV. It's just like there could not be any more polar opposites.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, maybe a 3-wheeler, that could be tibier, I guess.
Oh, God.
They're fun to drive. Challenging, but fun.
Yeah, you got to have an old school helmet, no face protection.
Oh, no.
And
No
glitter.
head protection either. Those are just there to look
glitter.
cool.
Yes, the glitter helmet.
Look like that peak that would just go right into your face, you know. But yeah, so I guess really our main thing is the trailer now. That's kind of our big.
Yeah,
like,
that's our big
thing
push right now.
Big push, and it's going. It's going.
I'm just amazed at how good that side looks. That the one side that you guys have done.
Yep.
Thank you.
It looks really really great.
I was just saying, there was a
Looks like
lot of
factory
stress
almost.
and stuff like that. I'm not going to lie to you. Because you kind of left at a crucial moment. I saw what you did there today. Because we started putting the goop on, and you were just like, peace, and diced.
Yeah. Well, no, you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, exactly. See the little smirk he's got going on? Because he fucking knows what he did. So we had no idea how to put it on, how to set it up, how much it's going to take to do. It takes almost 2 tubes to do a side.
Tube and a half a side.
That's why I gave you a case.
Yes,
That's
I
right.
know. But you know how hard it was to try and do it? And you were like, it's getting tacky. Ah!
Because I was
You
like,
were-
it's setting up. But
and
then
I'm
I
like,
didn't.
Nick said a half an hour. Just do it faster.
Yeah.
And
then
I was
we were
like painting it with my hands.
I was gonna say we're doing the fingers, and it was tricky to get the same thickness of the finger rise as
Oh, yeah.
also and like the major diameter and the minor diameter. I
Yeah.
wanted to see to make sure that it was consistent, so that way when we put the shit on,
Yeah.
that like it we could tap it all because it'd be similar amount of product behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is all of our
So
first
you wouldn't
rodeo.
have peaks and valleys in it.
Yes.
I guess so.
Yeah. But whatever you guys did, you did a fantastic job.
So we will do
Yeah.
that tomorrow morning.
Sounds good. I just sat there like,
So tomorrow
I noticed
it's going
how
to be
Nick
humid,
left.
so you got a little bit more time before, because it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow.
yeah.
So you'll have a little bit more time.
We'll have more kids inside,
Yes, we're going to
Mhm.
have kids inside.
so less productivity.
I can probably come over and give you a hand.
Day off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
I'd say
holiday.
it's a holiday.
Civic
Oh,
holiday.
hey. Which one?
Civic.
Civic.
Okay, no, but is it for a reason?
Did I have a holiday?
No, like, is there like a?
Oh, I don't know. I
fed
just know I don't have to
trimester?
go to work.
No, it's just a civic holiday. I don't know what it is.
It's just because I get that rotating schedule, so I lose track. Right? But
Yes. I think that's why they give you a day last
But
weekend.
it's not a like it's a federal, not a provincial holiday.
Yeah, I was just saying, because what's the whole thing? If it's like a tourist thing, they'll be open. Like most of our places in town tomorrow will be open because we're
except
considered
for
a
banks
tourist
and
town.
government offices.
Yeah.
So Megan can't go get the ownership for her new ride switched over and plates and everything.
Until Tuesday. That's
Until
something
Tuesday.
we've done. We have plates out for the
And
trailer.
she's
we don't
going
have
to
to
a
worry about
concert
that.
Tuesday, so she has to get up in the morning and get to Service Ontario first thing.
nice.
Wish her luck.
Yeah.
I admire government officials, but my God, sometimes it is very stressful.
She has everything. She's got the ownership. She got the ownership that's signed.
No?
She has the bill of sale, and she has the certification certificate.
Proof of insurance.
Do you need that to get plates? You need
Yes,
that to
sir.
get plates. Son of a bitch. Okay,
The
so
only reason I'm
we
trying
will-
to help you because
Yeah,
like
no, that's a good point. So Cheryl will have to call the insurance broker, quickly fax over proof of insurance,
Yep.
yeah, release email and then
It was
you
just
print
the
it
email.
off.
Yeah.
email. Yeah.
It's just like as gearheads,
Mm-hmm.
we've all been there and we've all had
No,
this.
I totally forgot about that. So that's good.
the
How
stri-
many times have we
Oh,
done that where we're
jeez.
just like, bugger, we forgot this? That
Oh, and
reminds me,
then-
we should make sure we all have updated insurance
If
slips
something
in all of our Jeeps.
happens, then I'll just go over to pick it up on Tuesday, and I'll just pull the plate off my Jeep or whatever, because you can do that for.
How very illegal of you, sir.
No, you can do that because you haven't had a chance to switch everything over yet. So then it goes under your insurance.
Yes.
Oh, so at least it's covered.
So like if a cop does stop you, be like this. It's like just bought it, taking it home.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because how else are you gonna get it home?
Yeah.
Well, that was our whole thing
Yeah.
with the trailer because it ran home with no plates.
yeah.
And that was our whole thing of like, well, we just bought it.
Yeah.
Here's the bill of sale.
Well, and you're breaking one law at a time.
Yes.
Not really breaking. You're just bending one law at a time.
Yes.
Bending the rules.
Yeah.
And those.
But we weren't speeding. All the lights worked. We had lights. There's a
Jeepers
start.
Creepers doesn't speed.
Yeah. Never mind with a weight on the back. A trailer.
We get there when we get there.
We get there, yes.
Yes. It's funny.
0 to 60. Yes.
Maybe.
Even
No, I could do.
Oh, sorry, that's a TJ. 0 to 60, maybe.
Yeah,
even
it's TJ. I was just
Yeah.
saying, like,
well, it keeps coming up more and more. But engine swaps with the Jeep. We can always talk about it more and more.
the other day, He's sitting here at the table.
You were telling me about this.
And he's fucking ignoring me, and he's playing on his fucking phone, so I'm just me being the smartest that I am. I'm like, oh, texting your girlfriend? And he's just like, no, I found 12 valves. You know, it'd be perfect in your Jeep for a swap. And I'm like, ha ha ha, wait, what? What did you just say?
What?
And you were just like, oh yeah, it's actually a really good price too. And I was like how good of a price?
Like, are we going on a road trip?
And am I loading the truck
price?
up tomorrow? Like, what are we doing here? Like, let's have some conversation here.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Like, that was not what I was expecting you to say. I figured you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm texting my buddy or something like that. No, that's...
And we know the Cummins can carry a 12 valve.
I'm only 200 pounds less than Chips.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know. But when you think about that, and you think of the powerhouse that Chips has, and you think of the anemic 3.8 that I have, it's no wonder why you're just like, should I get out and push you up the hill? Yes, because my ass is fat trying to get up there.
Well, I think another thing is too, like, you got a weak heart, but it's all the ligaments, the transmission.
The transmission is the weakest.
So it's like if you wanted to just drive it aggressive and floor all the time, it would go up the road just fine, but you would...
I wouldn't have 340k on it.
You would tear a ligament for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't have 342.
No,
I gotta do an oil change this week too. Fuck, I gotta do an oil change on my Jeep this week.
I gotta do one on mine too. Shit.
Oh, maintenance.
It's
Are we
funny.
gonna do one on the X-Ray before she goes?
I got filters.
I would say we have everything for it, so maybe I should do an oil change on the
You
X-Ray.
pull the oil. I bet you the stick looks great because of the 1,000K it's got.
I was just saying probably like the 500k she's got.
No, I think we definitely ran it.
Man, when am I gonna get that? I'm gonna have to get Alex to do that because I don't have time. Because Tuesday, I'll go get Megan's car, and then I have baseball. Wednesday I have baseball. Thursday I'm in Sudbury, coming back from Sudbury. Friday we're going to Arbeg.
You're looking at a day off. You're getting any time in.
Mm-hmm.
Say baby tomorrow if you're lucky.
It's supposed to rain all day.
Under the Jeep though.
So
It's on a hill. All the rain will drip off of you at least.
yeah. I don't know.
Build yourself a bed.
No, you know what? Cheryl got a tent, like canopy.
Yeah.
Nice.
One of those pop-up canopy things.
Oh,
Yeah.
it says Yoda on it, doesn't it?
No.
Oh, well, that's good.
We built the
Yeah.
toy
I want that for the show
table.
and shine.
We built the toy table in the rain in the back of my Ranger underneath the canopy in the
Nice.
Yep.
driveway
Nice.
because we
Yes.
didn't have the garage.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right too. No,
So it can be done?
Yeah, she got one for her markets that she does.
Oh,
Nice
okay.
job,
So
Cheryl.
yeah,
We'll need to use
she
it.
was saying she wanted to take it out and look at it. So maybe I'll.
Hey,
Look at
Cheryl, I'm
this.
just testing it out for you.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
She's thinking about taking it to Ardbeg too because it's supposed to be rainy right now.
Ugh.
They're calling for rain, so
They can't figure out. They didn't
I
call
know.
for hail.
I know they called for damaging storms though, and they were right about that.
it was damaging.
Yeah, it was damaging. Like
All the
two of our neighbors lost trees.
I say driving around when we drove through town today because I hadn't really weaved through town.
Oh yeah.
Seeing the damage throughout town was pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
You should have tried. So whenever I stopped in on the Thursday night,
Yeah.
stopped in briefly, it was because I was coming down Queen Street and there was a big tree down across Queen Street, so I had to come down St. Peter.
Yeah.
And then I seen Nicole and everybody standing out front, so I thought I'd stop in here. And then trying to get home, every route I went had power lines, or the cops had to close because it was flooded, or there was a tree down.
We had
Like it was a lot of weaving.
wow.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a little bit of a chuckle, and I felt the designer should take the Jeep for a tour just to have fun. But
Go on.
so there was a huge puddle right in
Oh,
front.
I
of
know, I
Nicole's
saw
place,
it, yeah.
Right. So there was quite a few cars. It'd be like a little tiny micro, and it would just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna speed past here to catch up on everybody." Whoosh, and it was just like, "Whoa!" Right? And I just sit there, and then you see the other car that was behind it, like chasing, slam on the brakes, back up, reverse, and turn the other direction. And I was like, I was watching. There's, yeah.
So it was deep.
Well, in
Oh, it was
Peterborough,
really deep, and I was like, I feel like going through it because I'm like, I'm gonna be the other one who's gonna be like, push, I'll clear it out of the road for you guys.
So watch underneath the Jeep.
in Peterborough, somebody swamped their Stingray.
I have no doubt.
Yeah.
I saw pictures from Peterborough; they were intense.
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy. Mother Nature's really upset.
Yeah.
There was you were showing me some pictures in Montreal. I'm not sure if it was this storm, but a previous storm, and you swore that it was like overflow aqueducts in California because that's what they looked like. It was an underpass of a bridge, and there was cars like floating up to the
Oh yeah.
windshields, and you're like,
yeah. Toronto's been like that before too.
dead.
Oh, yeah,
Cars are
absolutely.
dead.
Yeah.
The Don Valley has that issue.
Yeah.
Down the set. Down the.
I guess
down
the
by
water,
Lakeshore.
it just has nowhere to go. Like it has a place to go. It just can't get there. There's
Fast
Can't get there
yeah.
fast enough. Yeah.
So there was. I had a guy at work the other day telling me that he was so thankful that he's still driving his truck because he has a F-150, and there was some flooding. It was not far from Brock Road, like it was Liverpool, whatever, and yeah, there was some flooding where he was driving through, and a car on the other lane just stopped moving, and he just kept driving, and it was deep enough that car may not ever run again.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was in that storm. I was up to my steps on the truck were underwater.
It was pretty intense.
Going back home.
Wow, from here
At Peel Street by the cop shop.
Like it was, the flooding was intense. Like when you came home, a lot of it had dissipated.
Yeah.
Oh, it was nothing compared with like when I was coming home and I got a little bit of speckle of rain. I'm like, and
What is everybody worried about?
He texted me and he's like, "Halen, Lindsay, come on."
Yeah.
Right, you sent me pictures, beautiful sunny skies, not a cloud in the goddamn sky,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
and what is that? 45 to an hour away from here?
yeah, you weren't that far away from it.
What a difference!
Because you were stuck in traffic and you're like, "There's nothing here, Sarah. It's fine," and I'm like, "It's not fine."
I was gonna say the tone in your voice said it was not fine, so I understood that there was serious weather here, but man,
I say it completely flooded our whole backyard.
Yeah.
You know, everything that
there was a berm of ice in the back of my truck. Like,
yes, there.
Yeah.
Right?
Like an hour later, I took a picture and sent to my stepmom. And, yeah.
I could not get over the amount of ice it lasted.
incredible! It was incredible.
Everything was. The damage of weather is extremely intense, but we've kind of made plans going forward. You know, we're looking at finding some parts and stuff like that. We're going to talk to insurance and see kind of what we're covered for, if we're covered for. We noticed the roof the other day that needs looking at.
Yeah, the roof is pretty...
It's fine if you don't look at it between the hours of 10 and 2.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's fine as long as you don't look at it in daylight hours.
Daylight hours, yeah. The bright sun.
Yeah.
I say you're thinking about maybe possibly searching for a hood if you can keep your eye out for one.
I'm just going to keep my eye out for one. I'm not super concerned about it. The
Say,
Jeep is what it is.
I'm not actively looking.
I'm more concerned about Cheryl's truck because it's not even 6 months old.
You're making big payments on it, right?
Not even just making payments, it's brand new. Yeah. Even if I paid cash full price and not making payments, it's still brand new.
Yeah. Well, that was very much the neighbor's her thing.
Yeah.
She was just like, if I had kept my own car, I don't even think this would have hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't have been a concern for me.
But same with Cheryl's TJ because its hood is
you
all
have a hood.
I do have a hood, but am I going to change it? Maybe.
Yeah.
The thing I'm most upset about that is the winch control box.
Oh yeah, you're saying
the solenoid box got smashed.
I was actually thinking about that because the night before we were heading into bed, and you were like, "Oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow. I should put my little foam cover on my winch," and I was just like, "It's fucking." I was like, "It's fucking rain. Get the fuck over it." And I was totally chirping you, and you were just like, "Oh, it's okay." And you're like, "Fit this little cover on," and I'm like, "I'm not putting one of those on my winch when my winch is on my Jeep. That's something we should do too."
Yeah, maybe I should get one of those too.
I know, but then like he totally fucking your winch survived. Well, I was just saying potentially we have not.
My 1979 winch control box on the top survived the hail.
Mm-hmm. Possibly
because that had padding.
That cover has padding all in it.
Yeah.
Look at you go.
Lucky.
No, you're just like, what does she know? Fucking nothing, apparently.
Yeah. I was looking at it today, and like the Warren symbol in the front has a hub in the center, and I just love it.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it just looks so good. And you know how the rims, the new Warren rims, have the hub in the center. And I'm like, you're not fooling anybody.
We know the truth, you liar.
Yeah, the 60s, 70s, they're over, bud. Like, so.
The cool era's over.
So anyhow,
beer?
I was gonna say,
I don't. I'm not gonna be able to stand up from it. I'm getting very warm and in my chair. I'm not gonna lie to you. When Greg brought over me a little bottle of wine.
Brought over me.
What?
Brought.
Brought over for me.
Well, look at you nailing it.
Yeah, there you go.
He brought over a little tiny bottle of wine, and he's just like, so they didn't have any of your beer, but I brought you this because I thought you might like it. And I'm like, oh, I don't drink wine.
Yeah, great.
What did I ask Cheryl? I asked
yeah.
Nick's wife here to grab wine for our sponsor event. And what do I say to her? I'm like, I need you to do it because all I know is it comes in 3 different colors, and that's the extent of my knowledge.
And we want one of each color.
And I'm like, maybe one of each color?
Cheryl and I may have had a pretty good chuckle about that.
I don't know anything about wine. I have no problems admitting something I don't know anything about. Don't know anything about wine.
You don't like wine because you haven't had a good one yet.
I've just never really liked it. Usually it gives me a headache and makes me feel sick.
One yet.
All right. Well, so
Stay
Greg brought me over
wine,
this wine.
This was Ontario.
This was Ontario.
Well, so...
It tastes really good with lime bubbly.
I think it is a mix, though.
Dipped.
I think it's a mix.
A blend?
Blend,
yeah.
Ontario,
California, they're not so bad.
Because this particular one had talked about Ontario Peller. I think it was Peller. Pellier, maybe. Yeah. Sure, sounds good. It had...
it was white.
It had multiple estates, and they blend.
Okay.
So you're right, it could very well be California.
Could have been a California
and it was white.
Or whatever, yeah.
Grigio? Pinot Grigio?
Pinot Grigio?
It was white.
It was white, and then it was gone.
Well, see, the issue is when you put it with bubbly, it loses all the wine flavor, which is what I really don't like about wine. And it tasted like water with a little tiny bit of carbonation, and I was dehydrated and hadn't eaten lunch, which we discovered. And that's why Mitch was just like, so when do you want to order dinner? And I'm like, now. 3:00 in the afternoon. You're like, so 5? And I'm like, 5:30 works.
I don't know if skipping lunch is the best, but it certainly made us not have any dinner leftovers because we destroyed the pizza.
Oh, we destroyed the pizza.
And think of the progress you made by skipping lunch.
Absolutely.
True, and there was a bit of family feuding, but not terrible.
No, not too bad today.
It was right when we were about to leave. We're like, it's time to get in the car. We're all mad at each other.
That's what having kids does.
True.
Yes,
we're just being silly.
Crazy. Kids things.
Kids things.
Although, what was it, you who came over the other day and was having a chuckle at the boys? So our boys have a Power Wheels Jeep. And because they cannot for the life of them keep the battery charged up because they run it so hard that it literally dies within a few minutes. Yes, we need to upgrade it. We have another one that's upgraded. We don't let them use that one. So they push this red Jeep around, essentially, and they absolutely love it. You had a good chuckle the other day when they're like, we put it on top of the boat, and they're like, oh, and they send it off the side of it. And I'm just like, well, I mean, we kind of do that with our Jeeps. So
yeah, no,
they go rock crawling in their Jeeps all the time. They try to, like, climb it onto the rocks that are in the back.
But their Jeep has no suspension.
You know, it doesn't, but they just, like, they keep...
Yeah, but they're young and they still bounce.
They send it off of things, and you're just like... And I'm like, well... Yeah. This is kind of what we do with ours. We do it a bit more gracefully.
Yeah. We air down the tires.
We have a little bit more control.
We're not doing it off of an aluminum boat from the 60s.
So what else have we been up to? Oh, we did the newbie run with OF4WD.
You and I did the newbie run for OF4WD. Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
It was
Met
cool
our man
meeting.
Jim there.
Jim was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, I really feel we all hit it off really well.
Yeah.
It was a good run. We did Scotch line. We did some pretty... I see you and I was pushing some lines a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I was trying to make sure that Jim could kind of see how vehicles react. But
yeah, and you made me run.
I made you run. Listening to you get in and out of my Jeep was bloody priceless. Nick makes dad noises, and I love it because he doesn't like getting into my Jeep.
Because it's too friggin' tall.
I love it because he'll do this thing, and he does every time. You open the door and you go... that, right there. And then he does the... and every goddamn time he got in and out of my Jeep, you did that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was bloody hilarious listening to you get in and out. And you were just like, never going on a newbie run again. Next time we take my Jeep. And I'm just like, no, we gotta take mine. I'm on the board. You get to come run with me. And I'm like, I have a newbie run in September. I can't do the newbie run in September.
Oh, no.
That's the weekend of my that's the date of my grandmother's birthday.
Oh yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah, I'm hosting my grandmother's birthday party. So
although that's a good excuse to, all right, you guys are set up. Good, I got dice.
I'm not driving from here to Toronto to back again to go whaling. Oh gosh, I don't think I could pull that off if I tried. But no, I mean, we did the newbie run. It was really good. We have OF4WD has Camp NL coming up.
Yep, that's right too. Yeah, and you're doing that. Eh?
I am doing that. I'm going up on the Friday, and I'll be guiding on Friday.
Yeah. Do you know what trail you're guiding yet?
Not yet. I don't even know.
Are you going up, you and Mitch and the boys, or just
I'll probably go with Mitch and the boys. Again, I don't know what trail I'm guiding yet. or anything like that.
Hopefully it's a trail that you know well.
Hopefully, I don't even know if I need to guide. Amber said she was going to let me know, and I haven't heard back from her.
So you might not even have to go.
I might not have to go. Will we go to make a presence or make a, go out and see some people? Absolutely. I'm not a board member who is just a figurehead, so I holy jumping Jehoshaphat.
I don't know if you did it or not, but I was out there.
Holy jumping Jehoshaphat. Y'all trying to get me drunk?
I don't know. We're all enjoying.
Are you trying to see my dick? I'm old. I have to drink
Oh
water.
my god, what was that off of?
One of the countless reels that you sent me this week.
Oh, yes. Trying to get me drunk? Want to see my dick?
That is awful.
I like the guys, wait, what? That was the best part about that entire situation. But, no, I say we have Camp NL coming up soon for OF4WD.
I don't know if I have any short ones.
No, it's fine. I'll have a bubbly.
I got many more if you want many more bubblies.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else we have coming up. I don't think we have anything else coming up for OF4WD.
No, do we have any runs coming up? Just Ardbeg.
Just Ardbeg.
Get through Ardbeg and then we'll figure it out.
We had the very cheap show that you and I went to with a few of our members.
Yeah, Nightmare and
Trooper and Little Red.
Yep.
It was.
Hey, we ran into Graveman.
Yeah, we ran into Graveman, who's on that
Who's
epic
on
journey.
An epic tour? Yeah.
I was just saying he's on an epic journey
never
right now.
Never mind what we're doing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you should make sure.
wow.
We'll have to make sure we post his link in the.
Yeah, shout out to the.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, we'll post the link in the show description
because he is traveling across Canada right now.
Across Canada, and he's going down to the States and hitting all the cool.
He
things.
told me he's gonna pose on some rocks for me. He's like, I will find a rock and I will pose for you.
He better because he's going to.
He's going down near the Utah. Exactly.
I was gonna say you got to get him to scratch some sandstone slick rock on them alterations.
Well, that's what I mean. He's like, I'm going to Utah, and I'm like, so you wheeling? And he's like, well, no, I don't want to wheel. And I'm like, then you best be sending me photos and find a rock. I'm like, those tires have to touch something.
I can understand why he doesn't want to wheel because he's going on this tour. And if he breaks something, then you got to fix it to keep on going.
And then trying to get home if you have issues, it's something that you can't find parts.
So I completely understand. But at the same time, it's like, my God, you're in Utah.
Yeah. It's like going to California and not trying to hit the ruby.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like, wheel until it breaks. I know. I'm not. No, don't listen to me.
You could imagine, though. Like, I know we talk about this, and, like, we went to that one, remember that one coffee meet, and they were talking about, like, the Rubicon in 2 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The difference between the far-sighted goal is that we will go.
Oh, absolutely.
Whether we have Huntsville Jake or whether we have, Mabel, not Mabel, but like Greg, this group of people will be going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, at some point. We don't have a date.
No, we don't have a date.
But it could even be something crazy, like when our kids are old enough to help, you know what I mean?
To help or to stay home by themselves.
Yeah, they just want us to leave.
Yeah. We're having no parties, I swear, I promise.
Well, don't burn this 100-year-old house down.
Yeah.
Like, just keep her together. But you know what?
Don't add to the population, don't subtract to the population.
These are two things.
Don't end up in jail, and if you do end up in jail, establish dominance early.
You know what? Just add to the population.
Take the keys away from everything. Don't touch our shit.
Yeah, and try not to take yourself out.
Don't touch our shit.
But you know what I mean? Like, I know we joke about it and stuff, but like, we got to before these places, because they'll never really be closed down. But the thought of it's such a distance, like it's the other side of our continent, you know?
Yeah.
Like Utah's not quite as far, but it might as well be.
Might as well be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wish I had 2 months to go exploring down there because going through Montana would be sweet. Not necessarily wheeling, but just the scenery. And
I think it'd be cool to do the Smoky Mountain Invasion. That'd be another one I'd like to try.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least that's on the
Tennessee,
side.
Kentucky.
Oh, we're going to go down to the Band and Feet Festival that they have in October.
Yeah.
It's the weekend of the show and shine.
Oh.
And Mitch is just like, he's like, really? I mean, and I'm like, yeah, I can't organize an event and then be like, peace. Good luck, everybody. Have fun. Take lots of pictures. Bye-bye.
It is
can't do
hilarious
that.
how everything seems to come together at the same time.
Absolutely.
And it's like if you're trying to fit everything in, like we were talking about how busy this summer is. We were speaking with you the same way.
Yeah.
It's like if you have more than just a Jeep hobby, sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
every weekend is busy. This is the first weekend all summer that I haven't had something that I have to do.
You're breathing a little
And
bit.
then, but tomorrow is part of my weekend still. I have baseball tomorrow night. So
it counts.
Yeah.
Because we were saying about, doesn't sound Jeepy, but like boating. We missed boating this summer. We haven't boated at all. Last year was even less. The year before that, we were boating almost every weekend.
Yeah.
And as a result, it pushed the Jeeping off, pushed the off-roading off. So it's like sacrificing one thing, you know? And now we're taking up camping. Like, that's just one more thing. But at least camping and Jeeping can kind of go hand in hand.
Coexist,
We'll probably end up doing more off-roading.
Before you know it. You know it, you'll be...
Uplanding. Uplanding. Lift kit landing. Yeah.
The boys...
There's a reason it's popular.
Yeah. Because... Yeah.
It's multifaceted.
Yeah.
I was drunk. I was buggering with the boys a little bit today. Because Ashley was just like, well, how are we going to pull the trailer? You know, Daddy's Jeep has a hitch. And I'm like, oh, no. Daddy's Jeep can't pull it. I'm like, you know what we should do? And I'm like, we'll put the car trailer on behind my Jeep with the Cherokee on. And then we'll put a hitch behind it with the tent trailer. I'm like, Jeepers can haul it all for about 2 minutes before the transmission explodes. And the boys were just like, why would you do that? And then I was like, oh, you know what we could do? I'm like, strip the axles out, toss it up on top of the XJ. And Ashley was like...
Rooftop.
And Ashley was like, what? And I'm like, talk about overlanding. That's like overlanding. And Ashley was like...
That's like ghetto landing.
Ashley, I know, but see, I don't think Ashton's really ever seen me drunk. So he just sat there in complete confusion because he believed me.
Yeah.
Eternal screaming.
He was just like... Why would we put it on the roof?
Yeah. Why would we put it on the roof, Mommy? It's got wheels.
That was the first time he doubted Mommy.
Yeah.
He did. He sat there and he's like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just fucking with you. It's all right.
Good kid.
Oh, he's a very good kid. Greg gave us actually a really nice compliment. He's like, you know what? Some of the things he asked me, I don't even think I would have thought about at his age. He's like, I pulled up today. Didn't hear Mabel pull up today. Can you believe that?
He went the different way. He
Mabel
always
snuck
goes
up on
blowing
us.
by, grabs the downshift, and when we hear the F head, rev up, and then goes around the crescent, and then he sharps, or shuts it off, and then on the e-brake, and we're like, that is the whatever.
The Mabel's here.
Yeah.
Well, he'd come off Queen Street.
Oh.
The ninja.
And he pulled it this way.
Ninja.
No.
But he's like, the boys came out and greeted me, and Ashton, he's like, Ashton walks up, he goes, Greg, is this really hard to wash? Because I feel it'd be really hard to clean because you don't have any doors and you don't want to get your seats wet. And Greg was just like, that's very good.
That's an astute observation.
That's a very astute observation. Most people wouldn't have thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I do give credit. He is completely a gearhead. He's been loving working on the trailer, and he is in there all the time trying to get that stuff off.
He's gonna have his diesel race truck.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We so the step that's his job.
Oh yeah.
And so we gave him a little hand because it was really, really tight. And for whatever reason, I guess someone must have rattled that bolt in. And so I cracked it loose. And I gave him the ratchet end. No, I had the ratchet end of the box end wrench. And he had the standard wrench. And then I was showing him that, yes, although you are on the opposite side and you have a dead wrench, you can still ratchet against mine. Mm. And he was so proud of that. He's like, Dad, this is awesome.
He's just like, I can't, where's the new step? We're going to put it on. And I'm like... Steps are optional. We're not going to put the steps in. Yeah. The sides need to be on. I'm so sorry. We got to put the sides on.
With what you're doing with the trailer, you don't want the step. Because it's just something to hang down.
Potentially.
So, just have a ladder. Like a step stool inside. Like
that's what I want to do.
Stays right inside the door.
Yeah.
So when you get to where you're going, you just open it. Especially if you lift it and put it on 35s. It'll be a mile high in the ground.
33.
But you won't have to put it on. You won't have to worry about snakes.
We're gonna need like a fucking.
What? Stilts?
No snakes.
Fuck. I forgot about that because my cousin warned me about that.
Snakes?
Yeah, an Ardbeg.
Yeah, mess around.
I say we got a lot of things on the go. We're all prepping for Ardbeg. I say we have a bunch of things that we got to do there.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot, but we got a roof rack for the Tacoma.
Yeah, that's new.
Oh,
for free from a friend of Kevin's.
That would have protected the roof.
Yeah, it would have. So it needs some work. It needs some work because it's used obviously,
Yeah.
and he gave it to us for free. So it needs a bunch of work.
Yeah,
I
you
got to strip
expect
it
what
down.
you're gonna get for
So
free.
that's my next project. But yeah, I can't believe I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was just say we have a whole bunch of new projects to kind of keep going with. Gosh, there's numerous amounts on my Jeep. I'm going to Ardbeg without a locker again.
Every year we say we better get this done.
That's okay. Ardbeg is fine without a locker.
No,
But
there's one hill that you and Gary made it up and sat there and made fun of me because.
Oh, I know what hill that is.
I can run a tap through it and see if we can get that lock thing in.
No, it's fine.
When are you gonna do that? Before you finish the trailer, or between fixing the XJ brakes?
You sat there and you're like, oh, I see this little piece for the Jeep. We should go do that today. And I'm like, we don't have time.
It's crazy how things just get in the way.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
And
why
you
I
know what?
was saying to you that, like, we have jobs that I'm like, I need Mitch's, like, this is a 2-person job.
Mm-hmm.
So these jobs are specified to when Mitch is home. This is not a priority. I can do this when he's not home,
Yeah.
you know? So, and we have
This
a
is
lot
not
of...
important. Let me do this.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, it's not even that. It's
No.
more just like,
Can you do it by yourself?
can I
Yeah,
do it by
yeah.
myself? Yes. I don't need you here for this job. We're not
Yeah.
even focusing on it.
Yeah.
What's a job that I need you here for?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like the axle flip. I can't do that on my own. Not with the boys on my own.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, because
It's going to be stressful with the two of us with the boys.
I was gonna say, like, you could do it, but you're trying to figure it out while babysitting, while being underneath a suspended load.
Yes.
Like,
With
it's
the
not
boys who
suspended,
are
it's-
just
it's
like,
blocked
we should
up,
go
but-
hide in it and disappear for 20 minutes.
Do you need more jack stands?
No, we should be fine. We have 4 big ones.
You got the 4 big ones.
Yeah.
You want the 5th for the tongue? So
If
I do
you-
have that silver one. That whatever that good one of mine.
If you're willing, that'd be excellent.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the more jack stands, the merrier. Like that Alero we drive by that's sitting on 4 jack stands all the time. Well,
Yeah. But it's got a sweet body kit.
that's right. That
One of
you-
these days, I'm going to stop in and talk to him because I'm probably one
We
of
saw-
very few people that
one of
know
3 people in the world
that
Remember that
know
one we
the
saw?
significance of that body kit he's got on it.
Remember that one we saw the other day? And it looked like it rolled off the showroom
That
floor?
was an Alero.
Really?
A red Alero driven by an Ontario plated. It was an Ontario plated Alero driven by some older folks. It was a 2-door. It was an auto.
Those things rockers rotted out like looking at salt.
No, this thing looked like it rolled off the showroom floor.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
been-
paint was mint.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know how, generally speaking, like say the bumper headlight area where it kind of joins together, they would be rust and bubbling and it would bulge a little bit. The lower body kit, like you said, wouldn't be attached to metal anymore.
No, yeah,
Like, it
and
just-
and up the arch, the starting of the arch around the rear wheels would be rotted out.
Like just North
Yeah.
American things.
I was
It's-
going to say
it's an-
salt belt things.
End body things.
That's
they
what it was
were-
called?
Well, that's the platform, the Alero, the Grand
Grand Prix?
Am,
Oh, Grand Am.
and the Malibu
Okay.
end bodies.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah.
Vehicles. Rust belts.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's like you buy one of these cars and you think you're doing well and then they just vanish beneath
Don't
you.
get me wrong. It was so the 99 that I had was an absolute shit car. The motor was crap. The 3400, like with the lower intake, was horrible. And then the added weight of the V6, it chewed through wheel bearings like nobody's business. Strut bearings like nobody's business.
Really?
Really?
Of all things.
Like, what?
Yeah. I broke 4 springs on that because strut bearings seized, and I only had the thing for like 4 years.
So that's doing it every year and a bit.
Yeah. But the 4-cylinder that I got with the 2.2 EcoBoost, 5-speed, it was a great car. Aside from rotting out, I did the brakes once. I think I changed wheel bearings once, and I had that thing 5, 6, 7 years.
I was going to say, Jake, with his Ecotech, he loved the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, and like when I got rid of it, the motor was still great. It was just everything else around the car was falling apart.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it had reached its window.
yeah.
Like even that Cobalt, that 05 Cobalt, he got rid of it, last year? It was just, the body was done.
Yeah.
Like, he oil sprayed it, but not enough.
Yeah. I never
Yeah.
oil sprayed my Alero, so that's on me.
Yeah.
But
It's funny, someone from the south or someone from non-Rust Belt areas are like, Why would you spray oil on a car?
Oh my gosh.
Well, let
Oil
me tell
goes
you
in the
about
engine.
salt.
When you see vehicles and they're just like, oh, this is really difficult. I don't know. This is a complete write-off. And I'm just like, that's pretty clean. It's pretty clean.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when I see it all the time online, you know, people asking advice, like, this has a lot of rust on it, should I buy it? Everybody's like, no, I wouldn't, not something with that much rust. That's
Right.
only 13 years old. That has a lot of rust for 13 years. And I'm looking at it like, it's all surface rust, bud.
Yeah, it's all patinaed.
And
Send
like,
it.
that's on the frame. So, like up here, that would be all flaking.
There'd be
That's right.
holes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be at auction with a trim-clad resto.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Done. Down the road.
I say we saw that one that didn't have a frame in it, and it was just a body, and they wanted a fucking fortune for that.
Yeah.
Oh, the Yoda.
Yeah,
The
the
Yoda.
Yoda.
Yeah.
$7,000 for a body.
Yeah,
Get
essentially.
out of here. Well, okay, the engine and trans axles were good, but the chassis was gone. Like,
Yeah.
what do you even do? Like, what is the worth of that? It's worth what everyone will pay.
It's
but
worth that to somebody who has a rotted out body with a good chassis.
Yeah.
it's a
Absolutely.
tough call.
Mm.
Just so much money for,
Mm.
like, in their day. Like, I remember my dad had one, and when his body went and he fixed it, and his chassis went and he fixed it and nursed it along. Then when his chassis was gone,
Mm-hmm.
that truck with $400,000 on it, it just went down the road.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it might have gone to the scrapyard. It might have just been to some other guy who whatever. But those trucks were disposable, just like all other vehicles.
Yeah.
You know.
The same with the old Nissan hard bodies.
Exactly.
Like, and we're now, if you see a Nissan hard body, it's something
eye-catching.
special. Yeah.
Yep. You're just like, whoa,
Yeah.
square front end.
Yeah. The Nissan, the Mazda B3000s or
I said
whatever.
we saw a
20
hard body on a newbie run.
Yeah. Yeah. That was exciting. Hard body with a flat deck.
Yep.
And
It's solid
axle.
Solid axles, yeah.
Yeah, that was a firm body.
Yeah, that was a sweet truck.
It caused a couple of firmnesses.
Yeah.
Nick was
But
getting
other
very
people that we
excited.
were with didn't appreciate
No,
it. as
God,
much
no,
as we
no one
did.
appreciated it.
You got to be a gearhead to appreciate the old iron. Like you see
Yeah.
that, and you're like, yes, okay, so it's a Toyota 8-bolt axles. Not too many Toyotas had 8-bolt axles
Yeah.
from the factory. Like,
Yeah, but
That's a Nissan Heart. I see that's full across there.
there's no independent.
Yeah.
but there's also that whole mentality of like when I've been to a couple of meets and you see people brand new JLs with like every single bolt on that you can possibly
Mm-hmm.
get in builtness, and I'm just like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, hey, I see you've done a junkyard 1-ton swap.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about this.
Yeah.
Why did you choose that?
Or how,
You know?
how about when we're at the Barrie Jeep show? There's row after row after row of 4-door JKs, 4-door JLs, the odd 2-door, and that TJ Rubicon
Yeah.
rolls in with the Mercedes diesel,
Yeah,
Ooh,
and you're just like,
that's cool.
he's one of our followers on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
so then, and that was good because we were talking about it after, and it was pissing down rain.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just say it was pouring
And,
rain at that point.
And I'd walked by it, and I'd counted the injectors on the injection pump, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's a 5-cylinder, sweet. So I couldn't remember, OM 606, OM 60, I couldn't remember all the numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm walking away, and we're doing our thing, and then we had entered some draws and so on, and it was all for charity. And it just starts, the heavens opened up, and we're just like, what are we doing here?
The
Like,
boys were
Yeah.
frozen. They were shivering. All
we
of
went
us
into
were
the-
cold.
We went into the jumpy castles. We had a good time, but
Yeah.
when it was misting and we could have been just hanging out under the tents, not getting soaked,
Yeah.
we were in the jumpy castles getting our asses soaked.
No,
Like,
yeah.
So then we just accelerated the inevitable.
Yeah.
So by the time I actually got a chance to chat with this guy who was sitting in his Jeep, his wife had it with the window open, and I was just speaking to her as I was walking by, and I said something about, I heard you come in, and I wasn't sure of TDI or 4BT, but you can tell the difference between each one
Yeah.
because it was smoother, and because it was a 5-cylinder, it really threw me for a loop. Eh?
Mm.
Isaiah has that odd sound.
Yeah, it has that. It was smooth, but lazy. It
Yeah.
wasn't, the 4BT's, wow, it's really crisp. And then, like, a lot of TDIs are a little bit lazy, but they had the 4 cylinders, so it sounds,
Yeah.
So then I had no idea what it was, right? And it had a little bit of soot, but nothing crazy. So then when he gets out to speak as we were, like, getting in the Jeep.
Yeah.
So I was like, shoot, But then when we got back and you and I were speaking of it, and you're like, oh, by the way, I think I know that Jeep. And you pulled it up, and I was like, there's the engine build. There's the Jeep. That's the guy. And then we apologized for not spending the time with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, beautiful gray Rubicon 2-door. And yeah, it was just sweet.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Well, of course, two-door TJ, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, 5-cylinder diesel. Not big pump work, painted cat yellow. So.
That's one of the things that's kind of like it's the oddballs that draw most of us in.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
because those are the ones that we see, because we're like, that's the cool one.
Well, remember on the newbie run even, we were supposed to have a Ranger with us that they didn't show up. I was very disappointed.
Well, everyone was just like, oh, thank goodness the Ranger isn't here. And I was like,
what do you mean?
That's the one I wanted to see.
It. I want to see what
Ranger
it can do.
with 6 inches of lift.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Let's see what the sucker can do.
Yeah. And then let's maybe do a tie rod repair. Like these are things, right?
But then there was that guy with the Land Cruiser too there. That wasn't in our group, but
Yes,
I would
that's
like to talk to him some, because
I feel he's one I need to track down.
I like those old Land Cruisers, and it wasn't even old. Like it was,
well,
probably 30 years old now.
But when you think about it, you think of like Greg's FJ45.
Yeah.
Where like
that's an old Land Cruiser.
To me, what year is that? Oh, that's like Land Cruiser. You know? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, when you're saying, is it round headlights, square headlights? Well, that's new. Like, that's a late model one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, that's still 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's newish, right?
It's newish, and you can, you still see them.
So they talk about bringing the Land Cruiser back, the one that Greg really liked.
Yeah.
But when he sent me the article, it had a car as the picture.
And
he was
it's not.
No, I understand. I understand.
However...
But he's just like, oh, I can't believe this isn't a solid axle swap. And I was in the middle of something, and I brought it up, and I was like, it's a bloody car, Greg. What the fuck do you want out of this sucker? Right? And then I was like, I read like the title of the article, and I was like, oh, that makes a bit more sense now.
Yeah, and the Land Cruiser that North America is getting isn't even the good Land Cruiser.
Oh no, Europe's getting the nice one.
Europe is getting the good.
Oh, don't worry. Greg has been telling us all about it. We've been getting daily updates about it.
I was going to say, like, I'm pretty sure if you get the V8 diesel, you can get a manual. But if you get a 4-cylinder diesel, it comes with auto only.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys heard?
Yes, but North America doesn't get a diesel. North America gets the 4-cylinder turbo. 6-cylinder turbo. That's in the...
What's wrong with...
Is it the 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder?
What is wrong with North America?
I don't know.
Because
we're not fun.
Yeah, it's emissions.
Must be. What else would hold them back?
It's the emissions standards.
Because how cool it
because if they bring it to North America, they got to conform with California emission standards.
Yeah, and I imagine it's challenging.
So,
because your Jeep with a VM Motori 2.8, like the watered down version of the Lawn, the Duramax, the 2.8, like that's whatever, that'd be sick. Because you'd still have the 6-speed. But you'd have a lazy 2.8 straight 6, or straight 4 rather. That would be perfect because you would be disappointed, but you would have great fuel economy.
So are we just going to find a smashed up Colorado, or
that'd be amazing?
What?
She wants 12
I want a 4BT. I'm completely okay with 4BT.
I've sent you like 5 4BTs.
You sent me ones that are in generators.
Yeah.
We have talked about this.
If you find an electronic generator, that's different.
Okay.
Because if it's a 4.5, like the 6.7 cut down, electronic, or the 3.9 electronic.
So why not a 4BT from a... I thought that was the beauty of them, is that you could find them in industrial equipment.
So my understanding is that you have to have the Aeronoid fuel control. So just like my truck, where it's got a boost reference. So I'm giving it throttle, and I'm asking for a throttle position, an RPM position.
Yeah.
Whereas, sorry, I think I might be mistaken. But anyhow, moral of the story is a tractor, an industrial application where you're like, 2,000 RPM.
Yeah.
You load it up, the pump will automatically stay at 2,000 RPM.
Okay.
Whereas when you give it a gas in my truck, 2,000 RPM, you hit a hill and you don't give it more gas, it just slows down. But that's the automotive style of driving. Yeah. It's just like, Whereas if you, it's like, it'd be like driving with a bungee or like a, spring. It doesn't, So that's, I've heard of.
So can you not change pump?
Yes, but you're into thousands of dollars.
I was just say that's the whole thing, is that like, because that was your thing. You're just like, well, just change the pump. And I'm like, when we win the lottery, sure.
The problem is the availability of those pumps.
That too.
Like, you might be able to get a 6BT pump, but a 4BT pump, the guy would be like, you and everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, Those engines are hard to come by as it is.
It was like when I was looking for a trans for Mitch's truck when he first bought it. I texted one of my diesel buddies, and he's just like, and I'm like, I'm looking for an MV4500. He's like, yeah, you and everybody else get in line. He's like, I'm looking for one.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, too, these used parts that you're finding that are they're legitimately at end of life are going for many thousands of dollars more than they're worth.
A lot more than they're worth, and they need rebuilds.
Yeah, and you say to yourself, okay, well, a rebuild's $1,500, $2,000, and I'm going to buy this NV5600, like the 24 valve trans, for $4,000 for the swap kit.
Yeah,
and you're going to put 6 into it by the time, and you have to do the work yourself. Like, come on, like this is crazy.
So you rebuilt chips though, and it wasn't terrible.
With not enough parts.
Yeah, well,
if I was to do it again, which I will,
eventually
put the right parts in. But that's where it's like, well.
That was...
Do you know much about manual trans?
No, I don't know how to read.
I'm not trying to put them on stop.
No.
But like, you have bearings.
Yeah.
Obvious. You have synchros, which are the wearable items that engage the gears.
Yeah.
But then you have the synchro collars. Okay. So it's the shift collars. So, not the shift collars, but you have your shifter, and the shifter acts on a ring, and it moves that ring. Mm-hmm. Well, when you're a farmer and you don't believe in the clutch, you just... and you just force it in, and you think you're awesome. Well, anyhow, by doing that, and you replace the brass or bronze or whatever material it is that's supposed to be the wearable item when you use the clutch like a driver, you don't wear the ring.
Okay.
But when you are a trucker man and you're driving a vehicle that's designed to use the clutch like a trucker man, you damage the ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can change the brass all you want, but the ring is still broken.
Yeah.
I say, because you had, I'm trying to think, it was second was really bad.
And it was whining under boost in overdrive.
Yep.
Which is my fault, because that transmission is not designed for that amount of power.
Yeah. So
it's 420 or 470 foot-pounds is the torque, and I'm probably like 475 right now.
Is that a 1960s 475?
Yeah.
No, he's only pushing 170 horse too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 180 pump. 180 pump.
Oh wow! Look out! Horse, wow, Jesus.
Yeah. So, as a result, my understanding is that the 4-cylinder, it was a four-speed transmission, and they added an extra gear, fifth speed or whatever. Well, it's an overdrive, but the problem they didn't add was in the countershaft. They didn't add a second bearing, an overhung bearing. So you got this shaft sitting out there with no support. So you hear about online where like that, it vibrates and that nut comes off. The fifth gear nut. So then the great thing is it fails safe. Like it doesn't actually explode. And that gear just walks off.
Okay.
So then you just drive home in fourth gear.
I was just saying, it's not a terrible...
Oh, so it's not catastrophic.
No.
Oh, you could keep driving like that. Like there's no problem.
That's all right.
I'm
pretty sure I've met people who still drive like that.
Yeah. Well,
it's a 5-speed, that's a 4-speed. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
$20,000, I know what I got.
Yeah, exactly.
With no dash and no side panels.
Every time I hit a bump and my dash rattles and it's waving at me and I'm like, So we're in the Greg lane going up Kent Street, and it's just like, why am I in this lane? What I did, I don't know if I told you this, but the boys and I were cruising up Kent Street, dentist appointment or something, and there was a motorcyclist, and he was in kind of a hot bike, and he was wearing a t-shirt and jeans, so I knew he was just a mint, hey? So I waved this guy, we pull over, I give him a little space, and I waved this guy over, and he kind of pulls up beside, he's like, hey, what's going on, man? And I'm like, oh, go ahead, my old truck's stinky, right? And so he was like, thank you, obviously. Mm-hmm. So he pulls ahead of us, leaves a bit of room. The guys go ahead of him. Whap, whap, a couple of gears on the back wheel. I was just like, and the kids are like, I'm like, see, sometimes it pays to be nice, like, why not? So that was the highlight. I love that.
I heard you coming down Kent Street because I was outside, and I was like, how the hell did they sucker him in to changing the seats into the big truck, moving all the vehicles so the big truck could get out?
It's true.
To go for a tour of the big truck to the dentist.
Wow, we were doing the magnet fishing.
Yes, I know. But
anyways,
so that's it, eh?
Let's say that's what's going on in the world of our gearheadedness right now.
Yeah,
we're all really stoked about Art Bag.
For once, we actually have something to talk about for pinions and crowns.
Yes.
There we go.
You got a pattern.
We got a pattern. And that video, I would say I've downloaded the apps finally. They're actually working on my computer.
Thank you, Nick.
Sorry, programs.
Oh, that's right, because it's a computer.
Yeah,
it's also a
not
touch
phone.
screen that doesn't need a keyboard.
But you can use the keyboard.
Nick got really mad at me, and then he was asking me questions I didn't know the answer to. Gearheads I can do. Electronic...
I was going to say, that's where Nick comes in.
Yes, well, Nick did a whole bunch of things to my computer, and I'm still not exactly sure what he did. But apparently all my programs work now, so...
Camera's always on.
Well, I don't know. We haven't tested it.
We haven't tested it, but it's going to work. But yes, so we're downloading a whole bunch of videos, and hopefully we'll get the YouTube video that we've put together of the Cherokee rebuild. I'm going to be working on the trail cleanup from Crystal Lake.
Oh, God, I got to do that.
You got to dust that off.
Yes, so Nick's been falling a little bit far behind, so unfortunately I may be doing the editing. So if you see any differences, it's because it's me. Sorry.
And what about you doing the hub swap?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
wheel bearing.
we got to do the wheel bearing one
Because
too.
we had the moment where we all were started with the rotor.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
I have all those photos, all those
I
videos.
have those.
They're
as
all
well.
on yours.
Yeah, they're
Yep,
all
so-
on mine.
Yeah, I would just say we have a whole bunch of videos coming up, so hopefully
Oh,
between
it's a rainy
you,
day tomorrow.
I say hopefully Nick and I can get our stuff sorted. We can actually get a few of these videos out for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, as always, follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We have our website, wsotrjeeps.ca. We have our email, wsotrjeeps, gmail.com. Sorry, gap there for a second.
It happens.
We're on YouTube. We're on Apple,
Spotify,
Google, Spotify. Yep. So give us a comment, give us a like, give us a follow. We'd love to hear from you guys, and we'll see you all next time. We can't wait. We're actually doing. Can I tell them? We're doing episodes.
Okay, we're maybe doing.
We're hopefully doing some episodes in Ardbeg. Hopefully Nick can keep his computer and all his stuff update or charged enough. They were able to get a couple of episodes hammered out while we're away this weekend.
Cool. It'll be cool.
So hopefully we'll get some really cool shots this weekend. And yeah, can't wait to see you guys the next time. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.